Good morning, Tackle Warehouse fans. Jake here with this week's episode of What's New in Tackle Warehouse. We got summer about to be full bore across the whole country. Post-spawn season's upon us. Summertime bite, ledge fishing, all that cool stuff's right around the corner. We got a bunch of stuff for you today. Got soft plastics, hard baits, got camera accessories. We're gonna jump right into it with a few things from Zoom. So the first one here is the new Zoom Forktail Worm. We've had this for a couple weeks. We're just waiting for a couple more colors to come into stock. This is a cool little worm. Reminds me of something I'd find in, like, you know, my grandpa's old hand pour tackle box or something. So, you know, just a nice straight tail design, but it has this blend of a craw bait and a worm all in one. So you get that little craw appendage on the end there. So there's a ton of things you can do with this bait. Super finesse applications, drop shots, shaky heads, split shots, little Carolina rigs. You can even cut this thing down if you're looking for a real small and subtle finesse jig trailer. If you like throwing like little spider jigs and, you know, just little tiny footballs and stuff like that when it's tough to get a bite, especially in the upcoming months here, check that one out from Zoom. All right, the next one up from Zoom. I know a lot of people are gonna be excited about this. This is the new Zoom Beatdown Worm. Now, as you can see, it's a short, small stick bait, so it's made for the, you know, those Ned rig applications. Everyone throws the Ned rig now. It just gets you a lot of bites, but nothing else will. You can also throw this thing on a darter head, a small ball head. You can drop shot it, a little shaky head, bunch of little applications you can do with this. Just, you know, great little stick bait. Comes in a bunch of great colors. You know, made out of Zoom plastic, loaded with salt and their attractant. So just great new bait there by Zooms. All right, we've got a whole new company in. So the first thing we got here, this is from Tackle HD. So this is their new HD Hi-Def Craw. As you can see, this is one of the most realistic craw baits ever to be developed on the market. It looks like, you know, like a lifelike scan of an actual crawdad. What's cool about this bait is it's got all these little appendages and the claws that actually, you know, just a little bit of water movement will get these things to move. Their company has some amazing underwater footage of this bait. So just that little bit of water motion makes these legs come to life, and it looks like a live crawdad in the water. And to go with that, they also have their Stealth HD Jighead. So there's two sizes of the craw bait, and they got a jig head to match each one of those different size soft plastics. What's cool about this head design, it actually has 4 precise angles on there, so it keeps the bait pointed upwards in that natural crawdad defensive position at all times, and it navigates over rocks really well. It's got the fully coned and the barb keeper on there, so it holds the craw on there really well. And the craw actually has a slot right here in the tail. So the jig head slides right in there. It mates up seamlessly and has a nice little groove here for the weed guards to fit through. It's just an awesome looking profile. Plus on the jig head, you got a dual wire weed guard as well. You got a Gamakatsu 604 jig hook. So one of the best jig hooks ever created. So get great hook penetration, phenomenal hook setting performance. So just a great little deal there by Tackle HD. The next thing they got from Tackle HD is we got the new HD Hellgramite. Now this is an oversized, you know, weird looking little creature bait, and this thing comes to life in the water. Not only does it look realistic, it moves and swims just like an insect would or a Hellgramite would in the water. It's got this long, slender ribbed body on the tail, so it just waves and pulsates and got all these little legs on there. Just cool little bait if you're looking to try something else out new, you know, something the fish don't really see. You know, how many straight tail worms and stick worms and, you know, standard creature baits they see go by every day. This is something a little different, maybe get you a little extra bites. And then last up from Tackle HD, we got their MF Shakey Head. So same head design as the Stealth HD jig head with the 4 sides on there, so navigate over lots of different types of cover very easily. Same Gamakatsu 604 hook on there, but it's also got the corkscrew screw lock on there. So you can screw on any kind of soft plastic you want. You can have a totally weedless setup with it. Just a great little shaky head there by Tackle HD. All right, next up, we actually teamed up with Strike King, and we now have our very own TW exclusive green pumpkin color with Strike King soft plastic. So we wanted something that was a little bit more subtle, almost has a little bit of a brownish hue to it, just a little bit different color than Strike King's traditional green pumpkin. So they did it for us. We're super excited about it. In almost every soft plastic that Strike King makes, we got the finesse worm, Ocho, the rodent, you know, the rage bugs, the rage craws, all that stuff, blade minnows. Check it out. All those baits now have a new Tackle Warehouse exclusive green pumpkin color in them, so check those out. All right, from Daiwa, one that all the JDM tackle junkies out there are gonna love. We got the new JDM SVTW Steez Reel. So This is a deal that we got exclusively through Daiwa. We're only gonna have one run of these things, so if you guys are interested in this reel, get them while you can, because once they're gone, they're gonna be gone forever. We got them in right-handed in an 8-to-1 ratio. What's cool about this Steez reel, apart from the other Steez, is it's really built for finesse application, so it has a shallow spool on there, but it has that G1 Beryllium SV spool on there, so you can throw, you know, tiny 1/8 ounce and lighter baits on there, and has the T-wing system as well, so you're gonna get phenomenal casting distance, and you're never gonna have to worry really about like backlashing your reel and throwing light baits like that on a bait casting setup. So if you're looking for a new high-end reel, I know it's not for everyone, but I know those guys that love those JDM reels, this is definitely one you're gonna wanna check out. And like I said, once they're gone, they're gonna be gone forever. Okay, next up from YOLOtek, we got all kinds of accessories here for your different, you know, point of view action cameras. So we got, these are made to fit GoPros, the Ions, and the Verbs, all the different kind of action cameras you would ever use out there on the water. So this Power Stick 53 Gen 2, this actually goes right into the navigation light port on your boat. So it plugs right in. It's got 3 different adapters, so it fits almost any kind of boat. This new Gen 2 has actually got 2 USB ports, so don't ever miss any shots and keep your cameras running all day long. And this thing extends up all the way to 53 inches, and it can withstand speeds up to 70 miles an hour. So you don't have to take it off and reset it up every time you want to make a run across the lake. Just keep it going, and it's ready to rock. So if you guys like doing filming, that's definitely one you're gonna check out. And we also got a bunch of different accessories for it as well. So we also got the new 360 phone mount, so you can actually hook your phone up. If you're trying to do live feed or just film video with your phone, you can do that now. We got the quad cord set up, so we got one USB cord with 4 different outlets on there, so fits into different accessories, laptops, cameras, phones, anything you want. Got the power cord for it. Also got the power case, and then the new double barrel mount. So this actually fits onto the Power Stick 53 Gen 2, so you can run a light and a camera, 2 cameras, whatever you'd like to do. So you can run, you know, cameras out at different angles. So just more options to do more things with the Power Stick 53. All right, next up from Duce Rods. We finally got in the new Cliff Crochet signature series of Duce Rods. So we all know Cliff Crochet. He's a shallow water power fisherman, flipping and frogging and shallow cranking. So he's got a rod built for all those applications. So if that's the style of fishing you like to do, definitely gonna wanna check these out. Some of the features on here, it's a Torre carbon blank. It's got cork handle. It's all 1-piece reel seat, and it actually has a double locking reel seat nut on here. So you can lock the reel down, and then once you get the double locking nut in place, it's never gonna move. So if you've ever had issues with your reel seat coming loose, especially with like a flip and stick and braid, I know I have an older rod that doesn't really cinch the reel down that well, and one time I set the hook and the reel comes off, and then you end up with a mess, trust me. This will never happen on that rod, and it also has a spiral wrap guides. So the line comes off and flows through the guide much more naturally than it would with traditional guides where they're all on top of the rod. You get a lot smoother casting out of it, and then it also minimizes the torque that's actually on the rod when the rod's under load. So, you know, especially with a flip and stick and braid and heavy things like that, or a frog, when that thing's loaded up and you have a big fish and heavy cover, the rod blank's gonna wanna twist and torque over to one side. This eliminates that completely. All the models here in Cliff's signature series are made for all that shallow water power fishing. So, you know, small, you know, square bills up shallow, and then he's got a frog rod. I believe he's got 3 flipping sticks, and they are heavy duty flipping sticks. So if you're the guy who likes the, you know, big heavy duty rods, 65-pound braid, these are definitely gonna be ones you wanna check out by Duce Rods. All right, last up, we got a special little deal here. We got all the new 13 hard baits. So we've been waiting for these since last year at ICAST. So about 10 months or so, we've been waiting to get these in. We're super excited about it. One thing I did notice about all these baits that they got is they are extremely loud. So louder than most any other baits that are on the market. So this first one here is the new dual pitch walking bait by 13. So as you can hear, it's very loud. It has 2 different rattles inside. Down the tail, there's a tungsten bearing. And then up in the nose here, and there's a large sound chamber with a stainless steel ball bearing in there. So it just calls fish from a much greater distance. And then the shape of it, you can walk this thing super fast, or you can walk it really slow, and it turns 180 degrees every time, just the way it's shaped. And the tail doesn't move that much, as that head just kicks over and stays in one spot. So great little walking bait. KVD triple grips on it, ready to go right out of the package. The next one up is our new Scamp square bill. So this one, again, super loud square bill as well. So, I mean, makes a lot of noise, causes a lot of commotion. One of the things that they did on this that's different than a lot of other square bills, they actually used an airfoil carbon frame. So it's the same material that they actually build reels out of, and they did it with the bill. So it's extremely thin, so it cuts through the water really well and deflects really well and gets that aggressive hunting action. And then they put the line tie directly onto the bill. So it transfers the feedback to your rod much better than baits where the line ties up on the nose of the bait. So it's a lot more sensitive. You can feel when you're hitting rocks versus timber versus, you know, grass and gravel and mud and things like that. So you really know what you're coming into contact with down there. As you can see, it's super wide. So what they did is they added a lot of air into this bait as well. So it's extremely buoyant, backs out of deflections really easily. So it acts like an old school balsa bait. I know it's hard to get a plastic bait to react like that and get that kind of action. They did it with this bait. And then the Mustad KVD triple grip hooks on there, ready to go, ready to fish right out of the package. All right, and the last one up here is our new Pro V34 lipless crankbait. So just like the other ones, you know, got a nice noise too, really loud. This one's more of a one knocker bait. So it has that kind of that disc in there, that tungsten knocker back and forth. And since the Pro V34, it's a 3/4 ounce bait. And this is actually the same profile as most companies' 1/2 ounce bait. Extremely thin as well, so it gets that really nice tight wobbling action. And because the line ties it positioned a little bit farther forward than most lipless crankbaits, it stays in that nose down position really well. And then when you kill it, it actually flutters and swims down nose first versus just falling straight down and then laying on its side or whatever. And then you got triple grip hooks, awesome paint jobs. So just some super cool baits by 13 Fishing. And another cool thing we're doing with these is we've teamed up with 13 and we're actually gonna be giving away these 3 baits on Instagram and Facebook. So 10 lucky winners are gonna win a prize pack thanks to 13 Fishing. So make sure to check out Instagram and Facebook going live tomorrow for the giveaway for your chance to enter. All right, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New in Tackle Warehouse. For more information and to purchase products seen here today, please click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comment section which one of these products you're most pumped about.